Yeah, so well, welcome. Yeah, the girls, they are already usuals, they know. Welcome, Virginie. Good to have you. Feel free if I'm rushing, go too quickly, just say, Avi, please slow down. Yeah, that's all right. And yeah, because it just sometimes happens. So yeah. So yeah, we have one piece of paper. It can be any, because it's going to be this exercise. Yeah, so we just learn what happens when we mix colors. Yeah, so first you can take a pencil, let's say, and just in the middle we're gonna draw 3 circles. Yeah. And we're gonna start putting down the colors. So what's the story? So these 3 colors, they're called primary. Yes, primary colors. It's supposed that you can't get red mixing other colors. Yes, these are, let's say, original. And from these 3, then you can make all other colors that we have on the palette. Yeah. So the best way, of course, is experimenting. Check if that's true or not. Yeah. So let's take red. Yes, yellow. And let's take blue. Yes. And then, of course, here I have my palette where I will do mixing. Yes, but the first I don't have to mix. I just go directly with my brush and I just put the colors. Yeah. So let's say, yeah, I put yellow here. Yeah, these are the primary colors. And then I clean my brush. Yeah, clean it well. If needed, I can wipe it, and then I go for red. Yeah. Yes. It is also important to learn to paint with little colors available. Of course, one goes to the shop and there are a lot of sets of colors and you can use, but if you know how to deal just with these 3, that's always advantage for you. So sometimes you might not have specific color, then you know how to mix it. Yes, and I'm putting the third, the blue one. Yeah, so these are our 3 primary colors. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, and then I'm washing my brush again. Yeah, I'm taking my time in the water. I also wipe it. Yes, because the blue is very sticky. You see, it gets there where the brush is connected with the metal thing. Yes, so if I don't wipe it and I go back again to yellow, then it will be still there on my brush. Yeah. So once I have it, then I can do the bullets. So then later, so here will be one. Yeah, so what will happen if I mix yellow and blue? Then what will happen if I mix blue and red? And the third one, goes. Yes. And if you want, you can put another circle. Yes. So there we will put our mixes. Yeah. Yes. Yes, and let's go maybe with the lighter mix. Yes. So it means red and yellow. Yes. So I put some red here on my palette. Yes, I wash my brush before getting into the yellow bucket. Yeah, then I take again yellow and I start mixing. Yes. You probably will also notice that if you take too little yellow, yes, your mix could be still too dark. Yes, but so as the result, you should get the orange. Yes. So if you want to paint, let's say, a fruit, an orange, yes, you can have a paint ready that is ready mixed, or you can create maybe a bit lighter orange, a bit darker. Yes, so mixing is also good because it allows you to do the variations. Yes. So what we shall also do, you put the orange and let's put them like 2 times. So here, and I'll put also here one more on top. Yeah, so we then can complete our circle. So I'm putting here just like 2 times. Oh, hi, Eric. Yes.
Hi.
Hi, good. Good you're here. Yeah, yeah, just join. I'm sure you already maybe did this exercise. Now we're doing the color wheel exercise, and then we will move to the Van Gogh paint. Yeah, so Eric is also, he's been there many times, he's experienced, so I'm sure he will keep up, on time. Let's go maybe for yellow and blue mix. Yeah, who knows which color we will get? If I mix blue and yellow. Yeah. So here I take a little bit blue, you see, very little dot, not so much. Yes, and I wash my brush very good. Yes, blue is sticky. Yeah, but
yes. Are you using acrylics or gouache?
I'm using gouache. Yes, feel free if you prefer acrylics. Yeah, then.
I need to get paper.
All right. So then I took blue and I'm taking yellow. Yeah, so which color will it be?
Green.
Yay, very good. Yes, yes, yes. We are getting green color. Yeah. So here, very nice. Green, and then you can do variations. If you add more yellow, you're getting lighter, like warmer green. Yes, if you will put more blue, you will get, more intense, let's say more like emerald. That looks like bluish green. Yes, I'm putting also 2 circles. Yes, so then we can complete the big circle. Yeah. And now let's go for the third one. So, yes, so which color we are getting now? Blue and red. Blue and red. Huh? What will it be?
Purple?
Yay! Good one, Eric. Yes, will be purple. So here, maybe on the screen, you see it's dark. Yes, it's it also sometimes depends on the paint, like on the brand that you're using. Yes. So here I have like dark, and then I have also light blue. Yes, and I know from experience when I mix light blue, then my purple looks nicer. Yes, it's because this one looks more like ready to the brownish, side. I will also tell you about brown, mix. So here I took now lighter, and then red again. Yeah, oh, didn't wash my brush well, no? So it's and then again, you can experiment. You can get either a bit more pinky color if you add more red, or you can have this a bit more deep purple color. Yeah, and then purple is not turn look nice. Let me explain it. All right, now finally I have nice purple color. All right, here. So what's missing in our circle? We need to fill up those mid-tones. Yes. So I can, from the main colors, from these three main colors, I can put, yeah, and here I will repeat them. Yes. So just let's see here. And in between each of them, I will need, yeah, one more circle. Let's say, yeah, so here, and yeah, here, here, and here. All right. Yeah. So I can, yes, I again go just to the pure colors. Yes, so here is red, yellow, and the blue. Yeah, let's put the light blue. Yeah, so it's better visible. Yeah, so this one we just kind of repeat and put on top again. Yes. And the task will be mixing those original colors with the neighbor. Yes. So let's say here, so I take this orange, green, and purple, and then I take orange and mix it with more red, and I put it here, and then I mix orange with more yellow, and I put it here. And here I will, yes, get two different colors. Yeah, so so you don't get confused. Right. So then I need to get my orange mix again. Yes. Here is my orange mix. And what I do now, one time I add again one primary color that is yellow, and I see what happens. Yes, it becomes lighter, it becomes more, yeah? And I put it here, yes, on the side, on the direction of the yellow. And another mix I do, yes, so going to the red direction, and I will add more red. Yeah, so it's not pure red yet, but it's already like, let's say, dark orange. Yes. And here we get all this. Yeah, we go from yellow, let's say light orange, orange, dark orange, and then red. Yeah? So this is useful exercise because the proportions that we use to mix colors is important. Yeah, the more you paint, the more you learn that, for example, you need to take a tiny dot of blue and more yellow yes, to get the green color that you want. Yeah, so it's then we can do the same again. We will have the green. So if your mix is over, you can mix it again. Yes, it was blue. Yeah, and it was yellow. And then once you have the green mix, you do again the same exercise. So here first you go direction yellow and then direction blue. Yeah, so I put a bit more yellow here, and it becomes very nice. One of my also favorite colors. You can paint grass. Yeah, then it looks very warm. Yeah, very sunny, something like sunny yellow. Yeah. And then what happens if you add more blue in it? Yes. Then it becomes really also one of actually of Van Gogh. He used a lot this emerald color. Yes, this kind of bluish green. Yes. So if it's not enough, if it's too similar to green, you can add more blue. See what, yeah, how it goes. Yeah, and then it becomes cold green. So once you learn more about paints, you also start learning that some colors can be warm and they can be cold. For example, of course, you think, yes, yellow is warm and the blue is cold, but both of them can be cold and sometimes can be warm. Yeah, so even yellow, if you add, let's say, more white in it, it becomes more pale. Yeah, then it's cold. If you add more red in it, it becomes warmer. Yes, sunnier. So what else we have? Oh, here I had to repeat the blue. Blue. And then the exercise comes adjusting the purple. Yes. So how my purple is changing? If I add more red in it or more blue in it. Yes. So I will start adding more red. And then it becomes more, well, of course, more reddish. Yes, the color. And what happens if I add more blue? Yeah, then it becomes more bluish purple. So then there are two more things that I will explain. I have cleaned quickly my palette. So primary colors are these three colors. Then the green, orange, and purple, they are called secondary. Yes. So they come in a second level. Secondary colors. Yeah. And then the rest are the third layer. Yes. That's already when these secondary colors are getting tones. Yes, the green becomes either more yellowish or the green becomes more bluish. Yes, the orange becomes more yellowish or the orange becomes more reddish. Yes, What's also very useful to remember are the opposite pairs. And what are the opposite? So there are 3 opposite pairs. It's yellow and purple. Then it's blue and orange. Yeah, so it's here, here, opposite, because they are sitting in the opposite in this wheel, yeah, in the opposite sides. So if like later you will learn them by heart, I'm sure, but in the start, that's a good easy way to remember how to check. Yes, so red is opposite of green, blue is opposite of orange, and purple of yellow. And what it means, why I need it, how I can use it, it's used a lot in painting, yes, and also in compositions. They, even if they are opposite, they actually match very nicely. Sometimes you can see some paintings where there are a lot of green, maybe forest, trees, grass, and then the painter on purpose puts something red, something little, yes, and it gets very nice balance in a picture, yes. And people also using it outside the painting. Let's say if the girl is wearing green dress, it's very nicely to add some red, let's say a bracelet or earrings, and it will be, yes, because then these colors make each other look more intense. Red earrings will make your green dress look greener. Yes, and the same I can play with the blue and orange. So this is good to remember. Yes, these opposite colors, the way they combine. What also is good to know that when you mix them, then you are getting brown color. You can also, for example, mix all 3 of them. You can mix blue, yellow, and red, and you will get brown. So sometimes, let's say you're painting, oh, I don't have brown color. You're mixing 3 primary ones, you're getting brown. Yes, feel free to try it if you don't believe me. You should always, yes, experiment. And yes, that's why sometimes you can see maybe children, yes, when they paint, and to the end of painting, the drawing sometimes becomes more brown. That's because they mix these 3 primary all together. Yes, they don't separate, and this is how it becomes like brownish. Yeah? I mean, it might sound maybe now too much information. Yes, no worries. I'm sure if you continue painting, you will hear again and again about this color wheel, and you will repeat the theory. Yes, and so, but as basic as the start, at least you know how to, yeah, get the green is very nice. I like to get green, not directly from my tube, but mixing these 2, the blue yellow, and then it's very, I can get very nice different. Yeah, so nice. I see Eric is getting bored. Yeah, we're moving to Van Gogh. Yes, Eric, you can start.
We did it twice in the adult group, so I remember it.
Yes, you see, but I think it was a year ago. So anyway, it's always good thing to repeat. And we will try to paint Van Gogh with the same, just 3 colors. Yes. So I will keep on my palette just yellow, just red, and the blue. Yes. So, and then I will be trying to mix so I can create all these. Now let's study what colors we have. Of course, a lot of yellow. But for example, some parrots, they have a bit darker yellow. Yes. So what I do, yeah, then I start adding a little bit red. Like, so maybe not too much, so it doesn't become too orangey. So maybe I need something not orange yet, then I add less red. Yeah, so this is the exercise of this mixing. And here you see brown. So there are brown trees. Yeah, there are some orange stripes, but here we will experiment how to get this brown if mixing all these three primary colors works. You can use white, of course, yes, because white is a help color, and sometimes we really need it. Yeah, when I don't want my orange to be bright, I want it to be more faded. Yes.
So we're only using primary colors.
Exactly. Yes. So here is my palette. Yes. Then I have white helper. Black can also be a helper, but today we won't need it. Yes, but sometimes, in general, it's not advised to use black. Yeah, it's always better to replace it with some other, maybe mix blue and brown. Then you can also get dark, but black makes paintings more kind of dirty, or also has these three. And also I have a square. I mean, a square. Here is my paper. Yeah, it's attached with the tape. And today I'm taking a square format. Yes. Because that's also, I think, originally by Van Gogh, it's square. It's easy. So if you have a normal paper that is, of course, long, yes, the easy way to get a square, what you do, you just kind of a little bit, just like tiny way, you fold it, so you find, and then you can cut a piece, yes, and then you get a square. Yeah, in case with scissors you can just cut a side, and yeah, or if you have a square prepared, it's also good. Yeah. So you will need a simple pencil, as usually, to do the sketch. I'm doing sketch with marker. It's because, yeah, so you can see on a screen, because if I go with pencil, then it won't be visible for you. Yeah, so here, so it doesn't. Yeah. All right, so yeah, thumbs up, girls. Yeah, you ready to start the pencil sketch? Yeah, very good. Virginie, you need more time? Yeah, thumbs up, perfect. All right. So what we see 2 trees. Yeah, our person, that is Van Gogh himself, he's standing kind of really in the middle of the painting. Then we have a shadow. So we are analyzing our composition. Yes, our horizontal line is really up. And here it's a little bit more than the middle. Yes, this line where the trees are ending. So we will start with this line. So not in the middle, yes, a little bit lower than the middle. Yeah, because you remember that it's always good to avoid putting this line in the middle of your paper or your canvas format. Yeah, it just doesn't look nice. Yeah. Then we can sketch 2 trees. Yeah, they will also help us to then later to plan the. Yeah, so then it's just, let's say, 2 trunks. Maybe one can be a bit more, thicker. Another one maybe a bit, so also make them a bit different. Yeah, you see also one has less branches. Yeah, and there's some leaves there on top. Yeah. And the other one has more. So here is one thicker branch, then one tinier. Yeah, and also more leaves. Yes, no worries about leaves. Don't have to make them. Yeah, it's just a little bit mark, let's say, the volume they will take, but definitely don't worry about drawing, yeah, each leaf separate. And let's say Van Gogh. So you should remember that I always mention this measure exercise, or how we define the any point, yeah, that we want to know. So for example, I want to plan the height, the total height of our person. And I see, okay, the head, and then I check the head point horizontally according to some other object that I already have. And let's say it goes almost in the middle of the tree, you see? So this is what I can do on my painting. Aha, here is my tree. The middle means somewhere here will be the head of Van Gogh. Yes, then I can take, let's say, this foot, this one. So it's also, yeah, maybe, okay, it's not really in the middle. It's a little bit higher than the middle of this rest of the space. Yes. So then somewhere here, yeah. So like this, I can, yeah, more correctly decide the size of things. And then I can maybe just freely, so the head, I kind of try to collect the Van Gogh, yeah, by pieces. So maybe the shoulders, yeah, just a little bit. So without getting into details, so maybe I can check, aha, the waist and his yellow folder is kind of in this line where the trees are standing. So this is also a help for me to know, yeah, how big will be the hand. Yeah, here is the yellow lines of his backpack. Yeah, so here I'm already also getting into details too much, drawing hand. Yeah, that's normal. It's 1/10. Yeah, but one should kind of correct. And first I should go to do the legs. And if it all matches the size, then I come back and do the details of hand and everything. Yes. So here is my leg. What else I can do? For example, now it feels my leg is short. Yeah. You should also be very always try to listen. If you get this feeling, it's probably right. Yeah. So it means then you don't have to be lazy and you can measure. Yes. Then I take again, let's say brush or pencil, and I put it on my, yeah, the original drawing. And I take a measure of the leg and I measure it with the size of and the rest of the body. And it tells me that somewhere under the face, that's the size. So from waist to the chin, that's the size of my leg. Aha. Yeah, so it should be a bit lower here. Yes. So even if I got wrong maybe a bit with whole composition and my legs should be lower, yeah, it's more important to put the proportions of body correct, because otherwise then it will feel something is wrong. And those people who will look. So then I can also check, aha, this leg, where it's coming from. It's coming from under the folder and somewhere where the hand is. So this is also a good tip for me then to check this line. Yeah. Or for example, where it's ending, I can also check it vertically. Yeah, and it's ending, yeah, somewhere there where this yellow folder is ending. So I kind of in the air watch where it goes, and then I can go till this line. Yeah, and horizontally, it's lower. yes, horizontally, it's lower than the other leg. So, yes, like this, I can find these points. Yes, so then drawing a person is one of the complicated things. Yes, especially if it's, let's say, portrait, because if you move just for 1 millimeter, yes, the eyes to the left or to the right, yes, the person will look different. So if you learn to draw portraits, then you can draw anything. Yes, then you can draw, paint any other objects, flowers, I don't know, some. So here, so, and now it's already easier to get in the other things, yeah. So there is also nice backpack. This painting of Van Gogh is called A Painter on His Way to Work. Yeah, so Van Gogh liked a lot painting outside. And so this is, yeah, he got his backpack, his folder, yeah, all he needs. Yeah, with the face, no worry too much. I do at the moment just this kind of half circle. Yeah, and in the original even there are just two dots for, yeah, for eyes. So it's, the less you will paint in the area of face, the better it looks. Yeah, it's sometimes we get too complicated. We try to, yeah, and so if you don't know, it will always look better if you just leave some color there, maybe a bit some shadow, but so what else? The shadow. Shadow is also interesting. Yes, we can use again the same exercise. Where shadow is ending, look, it's ending where the tree is ending. Like this, far away goes my shadow. Yes. And somewhere here. Yeah, and I paint a bit kind of with a curvy line, the shadow, because the pavement, yeah, the road is with like with little bricks. So, so what's, yeah, the rest detail shouldn't be hard. The horizontal line goes over the head. Yes. There we have just a little bit more tiny line of this blue. There is some city. Yes, we can see maybe a little bit some tall parts of maybe some chimneys. Yeah, just very little. We have a green triangle. Yes, again, we can analyze the upper line goes straight, just kind of repeating the line of the skyline, and then a big diagonal that is crossing, yeah, Van Gogh face. And this is also one of the composition elements when you do diagonals. So usually you put them that on purpose, they cross some important part. And here, of course, the head. So it makes the viewer to see there where diagonal is going. So in this case, yeah, maybe it's, I mean, if it goes where the hands are or the waist, not so interesting, but it should, yeah, connect interesting parts of your painting. So here another line. Nice. Yeah, so feel take time to finish, or let me know if you are finished. And, also, always a good tip. Of course, we use a lot of pencil when we do the sketch, and especially for the person. Yeah, we move the pencil a lot. Then the later one, it's kind of done. You said, all right, that's it. I know all the position is correct. You can just like lightly erase your pencil. Yeah, so you still see your sketch, but the pencil is not so so hard, yeah, so visible, because it depends. For blue colors, it's not so important, but for yellows, the pencil sometimes shows through, yeah, and then then you already can't erase it, yeah, once the paint is on top. So that's also, you kind of lighten up, then you take your paper, you blow all away, all the leftovers of eraser, so it's clean, then we can start, yeah, painting. So it's also important to clean well then this eraser, and leftovers. No? Yeah, so here is also some stick in his hand. Yeah, like that. So it's like probably for walking. Yeah, something that. Oh, okay, and the red folder. Yeah. From there. And on top there are some. Yeah, some, for example, you don't have to put everything with a pencil. Some things you say, all right, I can later do them just directly paint with colors. Yes, so it's also fine, like the leaves, yeah. I just, kind of mark for myself where they will be, but we'll be putting with a brush. Yeah, so how's it going, Eric?
Good. I just need to do the batch.
Ah, okay, yeah, nice, yeah, sure. Take your time. Yeah, Virginie, you're all good with drawing? Yeah, yeah, we'll start painting. Juliet, Ellie, now you're done? Yeah? Yeah, thumbs up, very good. Yes, also with Jenny, ready? Yeah, we give 1 minute to finish for Eric.
Okay, I'm done.
All right, very nice. So, any painting? Yes, we have light and dark colors. I usually suggest always to start with the light ones, with yellow. Yes, because then it's easier to keep and save it clean. Yes, because once you put it to some areas, then these areas are kind of safe. Yes, with this color. And so now we will put yellow in two ways. We will put without water, so my brush almost dry. Yes, of course, a little bit water should be, but kind of intense, all this yellow for the field. And then we will put yellow on this lower part, but we will put it very watery. Yeah, so we'll have yellow, but water, and like this, it becomes also transparent. Yeah, so this is the way to make, you can either add white to the color to make it lighter, or you can just use more water so there is less pigment of the paint. Yeah, so first, so here is my yellow. I go directly, and yes, I just go and color this. So there is a yellow stripe there on top. Yes, I go around the head. So, and I go around the trees. Yes, I don't color them yellow. Although, of course, yellow is the color that you can color over easily. Yes, like the blue, of course, you can't. Here, for example, I accidentally got on top of the tree, but this doesn't make me worry because later with brown, it will be no problem. Yes. And this is with yellow, you can do also a bit more, yeah, and don't worry to be really specific, yeah, very accurate with borders, because then you just, when you go with other color on top, correct. Yeah, maybe also the Van Gogh folder, this, yeah, since I'm kind of painting, I can also, yes. And then for the lower part, I already will need my palette. I will need the, or I mix it, and then I put this yellow, and then I go with my brush into the water, and here I make my mix watery. Yes, also maybe you can take a bit bigger brush. This also helps. Yes, so for example, for the big spaces. Yes, and now I just, and if you put it to the paper and it feels that it's still too yellowish, then all you do is just you dip your brush again to the water, and then you blend out. And here I actually go over the shadow as well. Yes, because shadow is very dark blue, it will be no problem to finish, to go on top. Yeah, so here, kind of preparing the background. Yeah, yeah, and I leave it dry. Yes, I've put this. Yeah, so even, yeah, yellow on the camera, I hope you can see, yes, the difference. It's very, looks pale, transparent. This bottom part, yeah, and more intense is the upper part. Mm-hmm. All right, what else? Yeah, for example, and I also like to work, and I suggest to work, yeah, kind of going on top the color. So after yellow, like the next is orange. It's also light, so it's also good kind of to put it, to save some places with it. And before jumping into blues, yeah, and browns. Yes. So, and then we can analyze where we have orange. So the leaves, yeah, some leaves on a tree. Then this tree, it has some kind of marks. Then the Vincent's backpack is orange. Some part here at this bottom of the field. And some bricks. Yeah, so today we will have also this exercise to show the feeling of the bricks on the road. And that's the technique that you don't paint every brick separately. You just put some of them, yeah, trying to create a feeling of, and that the road is not plain, but yeah, as brick. So we already know how to mix orange. Yes. So I put yellow on my palette, and so suggestion is always put more yellow, and then go just like little touch on the red. Yeah, just very little, just on my, yeah, on the end of the brush. And then I go accurately to my yellow. It's better to come back to my red bucket 3 times, yeah, in case I need to make my orange more intense. Yeah, because if you go straight with lots of red, it will be, you will need then more yellow, and it's hard, yeah, to do this process in reverse, and then you waste paint. And so it's always better to go adding by a little bit. Yes, the same if I want to make green, I put a lot of yellow and a little tiny blue, I mix and I see. And if I need, I go take a bit more blue. Yes, so all right, so orange. And so the way you use the brush for leaves, it just kind of, you say, you know, like dotting. So just kind of, I'm putting brush strokes, yes. So I still, of course, don't have my tree painted brown. I'll do it later, but I'm leaving now this, again, kind of reserving my space for leaves. Because even now, if I do too much orange, then with brown, I can just go on top and, yes, and they will disappear, the leaves. Yes. And on the other tree as well. On the other tree, a bit less. They're just there kind of on top. But the other tree has these 2 orange stripes. Yes, let's say if looks like, you know, maybe tree is scratched, or maybe just has different shape. And yeah, so I also kind of reserve my orange space there. What else? The backpack of the Vincent. Yes. There I can put also a bit more kind of more paint. So it's not transparent, but it's really thick layer. But even if it doesn't work from first time, then you just wait till it's dry, and then you can see a bit more paint again on top. Yeah, because sometimes it's hard to get, yeah, to cover from the first time, and you kind of keep on moving your brush, and you see the paper and you see brush strokes. In this case, you don't fight it, you just leave it dry, and then you go to other part of painting, and then if in a few minutes you come back and you put second layer, and it's perfect. Yeah, the same like you paint the walls in a room, the same you do it in 2 layers. Yeah, that's the same. Where else? So this part of the under the field, yeah, it's also, here is some orange. So his head is kind of yellowish, and some shadowish stripes that are in orange color. Yeah. So here, for example, I can mix maybe lighter, yes, so not intense orange. Maybe also, if I want, I can add a bit more white, yes, for example. And like this, I can do the head, And also I just go where the face is, just with this light orange. And then later, yeah, I can go there with a little bit darker. Yeah, so, and what else? We have his stick is also orange. Yeah, and I see there is also one building. Yeah, so if you see the skyline here where his head is, there is one stripe of orange. I think it's important to put it there because it also breaks a little bit this blue line. So it's not just one big blue line, it's kind of, yeah, it's nicely has this break. So I also put here on top, yeah, the orange line of some building. And since we have orange on our brush, we go for some parts of the road. And how we do all these bricks? We do by adding. So I add some orange stripes in some sides. Later, when I move to, let's say, blue color, I paint what's blue, and then I go bluish also there. So with a little bit, then with brown, then a little bit also brownish. Some parts, yeah, okay, my camera, okay, now it's focused. So some parts of my pavement, I leave this originally waterish yellow that we put, yeah, that we have now. But some parts, so if I go now with my orange, I don't go everywhere. Yes, let's say maybe here under the tree, maybe it's kind of a leaves, yeah, so somewhere here. And again, it's just kind of dotting with my brush. Yes, then maybe somewhere here around the, yeah. And again, while I'm using light color, like yellow and orange, I can be more safe. Yeah, if it goes bad, I can go on top with other color. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, so what we have yellow, orangey. Yes. And one more. So if you look here close, this field has these orange stripes on this yellow part. It's kind of showing that it's probably some, something is growing there on this field and shows a bit of this kind of. So we will put also these orange stripes. Yeah, so here on top. Yeah, so I imagine maybe it's not so easy to see, but just so it's lying on this. Yeah, it makes a bit more also interesting the drawing. Yes. Mm-hmm. So after this, I suggest we take brown because it will help kind of create a structure, yes, make more structured our painting. So let's experiment. Was I right or not if I mix these three all together to get brown? Yes. So I'm putting a little bit, I'm putting red, I'm putting blue. Yeah, not too much, doesn't have to be. See, I'm taking very little. Let's say I mix, I get something purplish, then I get also yellow. and you should get a brown color. If the color is maybe too dark, means you have too much blue. Yes, you remember blue is very powerful. Yes, it takes always over other paints. So it means you have to clean your brush, and with clean brush, let's say add more, maybe yellow. Yeah? And so once you have brown, we can go create the trees. Yeah, then with trees, the painting at once will feel more stable. Yeah, here. And yeah, also this line, horizontal line here. And again, I can play with my brown the same we did with yellow. I can put it either with little water or make, more waterish, and it will be lighter, let's say, more transparent. Here I can do my branches. Yeah, so where I did the leaves, I just go with kind of little separate stripes, yeah, in between. Yeah, so within the trees and the lower part of the field. That is interesting. Later we will need to add a bit more blue in it, because blue is actually darker than the brown. I mean, of course, blue can be also very light, like the sky. Yeah, and we will do also sky later with the blue. But sometimes you add dark blue accents, yeah, as if it's a bit more darker. Yes, for example, here, the tree, it has dark part, and here is lighter. So it's probably brown with more yellow in it. Yes, and then this part can be. Yes. And the same as we did with orange, since you have brown on your brush, you can go for some strokes on the pavement. Yeah? This is also good because one doesn't get bored painting this road, putting so much bricks at one go. Yes, but you did a little bit orange, then you took a rest, you painted something else, you painted the trees. Yeah, then you come back and put a bit more. Maybe also in between the leaves. Yes, it can be also good to put a little bit brown, because still the leaves are moving, there are some shadows. Yeah, so it doesn't look kind of too pale. Yeah, just too clean. Some brown can be added also there. Very nice. And we will be moving to the blue. Yes, and with blue, of course, lots of work, and it's very different. Yeah, so if you're finishing with brown, yeah, I will explain meanwhile. So take a look. The shadow, very intense, almost no water in this area. I take paint and I sit a lot of amount of paint. And for example, where his body is, again, I can mix my blue with white, then I will get the light blue, and creating also this, some parts dark, some parts light. This is important to create not to color just with one blue, let's say medium blue, not too dark, not too light. Why it's important, this light and dark combination? Because it creates the shape. Yes, in our flat, let's say 2D paper, using combination of light and shadow, we create a feeling of volume, yeah, like 3D. So let's prepare our blue. You can also prepare in advance, like 2 piles. You can have a dark pile that can be maybe just directly from your tube. And of course, I prepare my light blue so I can use them kind of parallel. Yes. And clean well your brush. Use the yes, before going into white. Here I got into white and I mix so I can have here light blue. It's also sometimes I use parallel 2 brushes. And for example, with one brush, I get into the dark and the other one I keep for light. Yes, like this, I avoid washing my brush, yes, all the time, because, you know, here one kind of wants to jump. You put a bit light, then you put dark, then you put light again. Yes. And of course, as I said, always better start with lighter. So here I put light blue on his jacket. Yes. And yeah, maybe also a bit where the trousers are. Yeah, it's also, I can now cover more with my light blue, because later with the dark one, it will be no problem to get on top. Yeah. Here. Yeah. So yeah, also notice he has like the backpack, and then there are like yellow stripes are this part of the backpack that is holding yeah, on the back. So I forgot this one, so I can put a bit yellow, so then I just don't forget these spaces. So like, yeah. And yes, also of course, like smaller brush here is more comfortable. Yes, the person is small details. And then I try to do yeah, somewhere it's a line, somewhere it feels like, yeah, here's his hand. And then we color. We get him the rest. Our Van Gogh that is going to paint outside. Yes, very nice painting outside. Yeah, so here under his jacket feels like a shadow. Also, yes, dark. Yeah, then some parts of trousers again goes just like a line, like a contour line. Yes, and some can be darker. Yes, and here, of course, you can play with many combinations of blue. So not just these two, not just light and dark, but yeah, can go for middle tones. Yes, and the shoes are going already kind of in connection with the shadow. They are simply very dark. So there I already put just very thick the paint. Yes. And then I go for the shadow. Yes, just very almost no water. And don't forget, I make the shadow a bit, you know, so imagine it's on the bricks. So that's why my contour line is kind of curvish. Yeah, it's not like smooth line. It has a little bit this feeling, yes, that it is. Mm-hmm. All right, I've missed the others. Okay, yeah. All right, the new Boleo, he got tired. Yeah, but I know my girls and Eric are doing good. Hmm? All right. You see also on his backpack, he has, this is also Van Gogh style. So if you see his paintings, he uses this a lot. He uses kind of a contour. He puts blue lines around some objects. Yeah, so here we can do this with our backpack that is painted orange. And let's say on some upper part, just tiny, doesn't have to be the complete line. Yes, but a little bit, it's kind of marking. Yes, and I can put just 2 lines of eyes. Yeah, very, oh, now a bit too big, my eye. Yeah, so don't worry. If, for example, you, of course, the best is do the eyes with the first touch. But if you missed, then all you need to do is clean well your brush. Yes, believe me, like checking and cleaning is important, especially with glue. And then you kind of clean, you add just water there and just try to take the paint off. And what else? If you have your some brown left on your palette, then you can do a bit like also the contour of your head. Yeah, so it's also a bit more visible, and maybe side of his face. Yes. So we did the base color of yellow, and the hands are kind of orangey. Yes. Nice. Yeah, what we have, his carpet is red, tiny reddish color there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, we should put the blue skyline. Like this, our painting will also become at once more, yeah, with better, more structure. You will feel. Mm-hmm. What I do, I just go with one line, yeah, with my small brush, and then just somewhere in some places I go a little bit on top, imagining, you know, as if some buildings, but not everywhere. Yes, here are some around this our orange block, then maybe around the head there. Yeah, then we reach also these tall buildings. Yeah, that we can do some. Yes. And blue, of course, again, back to the bricks of the pavement. Yes. And more blue. Yeah, so actually it's a lot of blue. And you see also, you see here where the tree is, and yes, here is also, so not only brown, so we are adding these blue, dark blue things there where this brown layer is. Hmm? Yeah, it helps create this kind of shadowish. Hmm? Here also on top of this orange, and at the bottom. Yeah, and it's also at once brings a bit more structure to our painting. Yes, because when we had only yellowish, it felt very, very pale. But now we are ready. And then some bricks, yeah, some parts. Yes, also, you can notice blue line around the red folder of him. Yeah, so it's also, and even under the yellow folder, yeah. So it's these kind of lines are typical for Van Gogh. Yes. For example, also you can, as advanced painters, you should remember to put the bricks that are closer to us. So these bricks that are at the bottom of paper, you make them bigger than the ones that are next to the trees. This is how you show, yeah, the depth. So it feels, aha, they're bigger, it means they're closer to us. So just make this blue parts a bit bigger. And if needed, you can come back to the brown color. Yes. And do maybe a bit more brownish bricks. Yes. If needed. But not so dark brown, something more in between. Maybe if needed. Also going back with yellow, but putting yellow more intense. So not like we did the water yellow, but going, but here be a bit careful that your yellow doesn't mix with blue, because then it will get green. You already know this, we just did this exercise, yes, how to get green. So in some places, I come back and put yellow. Yeah, so to also a bit cover my pale yellow. Yes, but of course be very careful putting blue and brown on the pavement. Yeah, not too much. Don't make it, it's easy to make it, yes, dirty. So try to keep more yellow, and with little bluish brownish spots, you will have the result. You will have this feeling of yeah, and we're almost done. What we have the green part on the field, and we have the blue sky, and then we're almost done. Yeah. Then we have our Van Gogh going painting. Yes. Now I'm adding a bit more orange to the head and to the face. Yes, because it felt for me a bit too yellowish, too light. And yeah, let's mix nice green color. So it's again, yeah, also not much because we don't have much green, just this stripe. So it's really enough with little amount. Yes. Yes. And again, if you get the stripes from brush, like I have now, don't try to fight them, just leave drying. Let's go to the sky. And then later I can come back and put another layer of green if I want to make it more, yeah, more intense. And for the sky, we will need white, much more white than blue. So here I'm taking enough amount. Also consider, yes, that the area of sky is bigger. Yes, and here I make a tiny dot in my blue and I go to my white. Yes, so the proportions are very different. Lots of white paint and very little blue to get the light blue, to get the color of sky. Yes. And again, you can do also a bit waterish your sky. Here I did now a bit too much, so I'm adding water. It helps the sky to feel, yes, a bit more transparent. So, because it's usually there are some maybe clouds in some parts, yeah, so, and it also, when it's waterish, it's easier to cover bigger spaces. Mm-hmm. And I go in between the leaves. Yes, I don't worry if I go over a little bit over my orange, because you remember when it's orange mixed with blue, we'll get brown. So if I get some brown, it's okay. Feels like some shadow of leaves. Yeah. Of course, doesn't mean you go all over. Of course, you try to be careful, but no. Yeah, and here we have our and the grass. I wanted to come back for the green to do it a bit more intense. Now it looks better. Yes, so you see, we did it just with 3 colors. We didn't took green out. We didn't took brown out. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, I will take carefully the tape off. Yes, you take the time to finish. If you have some questions, yes, you ask. For example, now I can see, and I feel I want my trees a bit more, maybe some brownish. Maybe they're a bit too light on top. Yeah, so maybe yes, I can correct this part. Maybe also. Yeah, so I will stop recording here since we're done, but feel free to keep on asking me questions or show your drawings.